Started. Are we really ready after what I
Ready?
just shared with you? It wasn't meant to be in any way negative or frightening,
I know.
just truthful and honest. That's all.
Yeah.
And all of you see it anyway. So, what do you say? There's three of us. Where is some place you would like to go to that you've been before, would like to go to, somewhere new, but something that you're curious about or that you would be benefited by going there? Because I know where I'll take us if you say nothing. It might be where you want to go anyway. Somehow it works out like that.
Zetranami 1.
Yeah, we can go there. I like it because some people, and I won't mention a name, think that if I take people twice to Zetranami 1, I'm being repetitious.
Oh, how ridiculous.
And they don't understand. They're going into a field of energy with beings, and each single time it changes them. It's different. The planet's not different, but it sure isn't like Earth. And nobody living on it is anything like people on Earth. Rubbing shoulders with such beings changes us. You can't get that on planet Earth, anywhere in any country on this planet. Go up into Tibet and find the oldest guru you can. And the energy will be higher than you're used to, probably because they've been living in a cave their whole life, or being paid by followers to live in an ashram. And you'll have a little higher energy, but then these gurus come and go, don't they? They're popular,
Yeah.
then they disappear, then the next one comes up, and then he disappears. And the world does not really change because those beings don't really understand what is trapping them. It can trap them from the etheric plane all the way down to the physical body they're running. So a person really has to embrace and encircle all of the forms they're running on all the planes if they really want to recover. You can't just partially do it. There's no such thing as setting a human consciousness free while your astral body is trapped in negative emotion. It won't work. One is like a dimension on top of another. And we're running bodies in all these planes, even though we've been made to forget it, doesn't mean we aren't still responsible for them and that they are not there. That's like me telling you, well, I don't know if there's extraterrestrials because I didn't experience them in my life. Well, yeah. How do you get across to people they were once them before this lifetime? And they're not so alien. In fact, people on Earth are aliens on this planet anyway because none of them originated here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really unique. It is completely new, unique, innovative, dynamic, something that's never existed before, what is done through this work. It's not being done this way on any other planet either, because frankly, they don't need it. I don't need to take the Galactic Alliance Council on 2 hours of journeys to get them over certain subconscious problems, to get them above the void. They just keep your fears turned off and go with us.
Yeah.
They don't have any preparation time or any of that. So it's probably why they are capable of keeping your fears turned off for the journey, like Chantel and Tonaltail and Dantam Lamtam are hovering beside each one of you. I won't say which couple, but they're beside you. I got Satnam and Torellian hanging out with me, so I'm fine. But they're doing that not to invade your space, not to read your mind, your thoughts. They don't care about any of that. They're doing it to shut off any subconscious influences on your nervous system, like fear. Get your body in the trance state called sleep, which you're masters of doing. You do it every night anyway. And the telepathic nature of my voice becomes the channel of the hue expansion ray to begin to instruct you or take you places to experience things you cannot experience inside Earth's atmosphere. Not yet, anyway. One day, what is out there will come here, and then people on Earth can experience this on the planet. De-implantation chairs you sit in, or anything like that. Pyramids land on the ground and just change whole cities at one time. This is all possible as the energy of the hue charging Earth's water, H2O, is increased. This is how it works. There's a point in the Savior's Agenda book where Mark Sanfield as Ambassador Shonrel and Janice Carter as historian scientist Moon Terran actually channeled energy to the entire planet after the president's speech. When it's ready and the entire planet changes, people with all these fears see them projected in a sphere like it really is above them, and then they are offered a choice telepathically without the influence of fear to have all that stuff forever dissolved away. And people always choose the same thing when they're that liberated. They choose freedom, and then they're just not the same people. Somebody asked me in the journey Saturday, I think it was V, if we come, how do we, is everybody on Earth going to be changed all at once suddenly? I said, yeah, after the energy in Earth's oceans is charged with the hue to a high enough level, then it'll sweep the planet. It's laid out in the Savior's Agenda book.
Yeah.
It's not my energy that does it. I'm not the one power. I'm just a drop in it like you. Co-creatively more involved with Source and Prime Creator than you are, but that's okay. We'll catch up. So when we go into the hue for the first 6 times, we're making a connection. What you're really doing is, as a spherical being, you're hovering near the ceiling above your body. And you're sending from the white core of your being a line upward around Turelian and a line downward through the pineal gland in your brain so that it becomes a conduit with fear turned off in the energy field that surrounds you by the Galactic Alliance couple so that it can pass beyond you and continue to recharge Earth's depleted atmosphere. That's how this works. This is how we become part of the solution instead of remaining part of the problem. So I'll send out the hue now. I'll do it with my vocal cords. Just do it yourself. Participate. Contribute to it. And I'll begin those hue tones now. When you're up near the ceiling, there are 2 beings standing, showing you a physical appearing form dressed in a Galactic Alliance uniform, the spherical Atma hovering above them, and they're just beside you, man and woman, to effortlessly keep your fears turned off. Reactive programs, images you see when you look out into space and see torture and death, which everyone on Earth does right now, by the way, to some degree or another, which keeps them on Earth and unaware. Because they think the big threat is out there. And if it's not an alien threat, it's a demon threat or an out-of-body threat, something that can attack you and take you over unless you wait till you die to go to some heaven, see? Those are methods of control created by tyrants to control people. As long as people continue to worship such things, or to support such things in their thinking, they will remain trapped on this planet, being reincarnated over and over again. They just don't know it yet. Because you can't take fear and negativity and fear of the devil or fear of a god into the upper realities they're supposed to be going back to when they leave this life. Those things cannot be taken with them. And because when the body dies, that's all we take with us, what we're thinking, how we're feeling. This is what compels people to reincarnate, seek another body, and be just as ignorant of everything as they were in the previous life. The ending of karma and reincarnation, the ending of Maya or illusion, takes place when we're awake to what it is and stop feeding it energy. They are programs only. When we stop feeding those things energy, we step away from being ruled by them. When you're hovering near the ceiling, you are showing them a 36-year-old female body, perfectly beautiful, that you've always shown others whenever, throughout your entire journey, on all the planes through the multidimensional universe. This is what the Atma shows others. It's not an etheric body, a mental body, causal body, or an astral body, and it's not a physical body. It's a prototype you started working with back in the days before you started going into the lower worlds after they were built. So I can only share the truth with you. I can't make you swallow it. I can't make you embrace it. That is your choice. There's a white golden light flowing like microscopic tiny golden teardrops of water through your ceiling. It's passing through the white core of your being, making it brighter. It's going through the Galactic Alliance couple. It's going through your body in the trance state called sleep and out through the wall, so that while we're on the journey, your body serves as a channel to begin to charge Earth's depleted atmosphere. This is how you earn your wings. It's practical, if you think about it. Then there's a brighter flash, and you find yourself in outer space in a circle of beings, the few of us, standing in a triangular position around Ambassador Turelian. There are other beings standing between us in this huge circle around Turelian. Shantiel and Tontiel and Dantiam Lamtiam are standing right next to you, each of you, smiling kindly. They're taller than you, about 6 feet tall, a little taller. The Atma's hovering above them. You're there, showing them about a 36-year-old body, well dressed. The Atma, you are the soul, the real being, hovering above it. And there's Turelian, 18 feet tall, with a big old Atma hovering above the form he shows us. That form is an immortalized form. That means he draws it out of a stored pattern in one of the teardrops near the golden layer, near the white core of his being, fills it with the hue that flows freely through him, instantly materializes it, and then runs it around to do something like he's doing now. And when he's done, he will put it away. He does not have the burden of pushing a physical body around, feeding it, or going to the bathroom. So he's quite literally showing us our potential. There are master teachers like Light C hovering above Eta and Din, above Satnam. And above them is, well, not above Satnam, above Ambassador Turelian. Then Eta and Din, then Light C, and then Satnam. This hourglass-shaped, quite large, luminous golden white vortex turning clockwise with a blue-green water-like layers of light moving around it more slowly. It's a narrow center, and it connects on the other end to the void. And then beyond that to the Satnam's realm, and beyond that to the U Expansionary Academy, up through many planes to Agam Purusha's fiery realm to get his permission, and then we go up into the source itself. So that's already there. We are in the white golden light of outer space. It is not black or dark blue to you when you're out here as an Atma. It only appears that way to human eyes whose pupils can only see a small band or few levels of frequency that exist. When you're an Atma, you see the entire light spectrum that human eyes cannot see. It makes a sound, this omnipresent force. It makes a sound like deep humming or rumbling thunder, but gentle, not frightening. The sound actually penetrates the very core of our being. The light we see around us, but it's the sound that is what you would call the omnipresent living power, divine spirit, whatever you want to call it. And it is not a divided energy. It isn't separate from one piece of it one place and one piece of it another. It is continuously everywhere, and we float in it as Atmas. The core of our being is made of exactly this same energy, but from a much higher level of it. This is something you need to understand. Ramu is standing near Earth's orbit in this circle with his staff, 6 foot tall, quartz glowing, Ankh symbol on top of it. Short crop, curly black hair and beard, short crop, black curly hair, maroon robe, simple belt, simple sandals, coal black eyes. Big Atma hovering above him, quite bright, the real Ramu. The opposite side, further out in space, is Masterful, blue skin, slightly pointed ears, emerald green eyes, jet black hair to his shoulders, wearing a Galactic Alliance uniform, just like Shantiel and Tonatiel and Dantam and Lamtam are wearing. Because this being brought into existence largely as the head of the Oceanic people 500,000 years ago, what is called the Galactic Interdimensional Alliance of Free Worlds, that was just called previously the Galactic Alliance. It is not a federation. That comes from Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. I have not come across yet a federation of planets out there. It's just something people will have to replace in their thinking at some point. And that's okay. As long as they get the idea from a federation of what it means, then at least they're on the right track. It always is a better thing or better course to know the terms, names, planets, how they call things, because that makes us more enlightened. That makes us respectful of other life, not just life on Earth as we know it. You can see the barren moon orbiting the planet that does not turn on its axis. Pockmarked with meteor craters, virtually no atmosphere at all. Single sun off in the distance, and billions of beautiful colored stars all around us that make up the Milky Way galaxy. Ambassador Trellian is really showing us his closed fist with 2 thumbs up. This is what I don't know why he does it. He probably doesn't have to do it. It's for your benefit. And there's a foot thick, brighter white golden light around his fist that is creating an oval hull-like spaceship hull of transparent golden light that surrounds all of us. There are several dozen master teachers, men and women, in between each of you in this circle of beings. Not just the Galactic Alliance couple. Everything is the law of economy. These beings are going back to serve a stint or a period of time, not that there is any, because they have physical bodies in different planes and different planets, and they are master teachers in the Hue Expansionary Academy. They're simply hitching a ride through a doorway that connects directly to where they want to go, which is the Hue Expansionary Academy in this case. So your body back on Earth is safe in the trance state called sleep, even though you hear my voice. Your ears might hear sounds outside, it doesn't matter. Your body does the same thing when you put it to sleep at night. It hears things, and if they're strong enough, it wakes you up. You come back to the body, open its eyes, and wonder what's going on. What opens your eyes in the morning is not a slamming of a door or a noise. It's you hearing it through your body and returning to the body that wakes it up. It's endeavoring to protect the physical form it's running on Earth. In most people's case, it's unconscious protection. It's done without you as a physical entity being aware. Well, that's what these journeys do to help change this. So, Trillion raises one right fist with thumb up out in between the Earth and the Moon, and then outward away from the Earth and the Moon out in space. And he points upward. This shell, this transparent golden white shell of the hue that has been made stronger than the hue in space, is now moving upward in a high arc like a bolt of lightning, way up above the entire Milky Way galaxy, and we stop to hover and look around us. The sound is humming under us and around us. You can see the Milky Way galaxy in the near distance, billions of stars turning on its 7 arms and its axis. You can see the Andromeda galaxy, the great black or dark blue space you'd normally see through a telescope. Appears like a white golden light. It is not the same light coming from the sun. It is a light that is luminous, but does not interfere with your visual clarity of seeing planets or stars. They are superimposed on or in this other energy. That energy is not nuclear or atomic. It's not made of atoms. The stars and the planets and the galaxies are made of atoms. So the one true secret to recovering who we are is the omnipresent energy of space. They used to call it dark matter because they were too ignorant. They didn't know what it was. They just knew it did not observe the laws of physics. And then it seemed to be a vacuum, meaning it didn't have oxygen or gases or anything in it, not even molecules. They knew it behaved in a way as if it was a type of energy affecting everything else, including creating gravity. They know that, but they don't understand it. The inherent subconscious reluctance for leaders of countries and all the countries of Earth to tell people the truth about what a few of them know about life coming here from other worlds is their fear that every single thing they place value on, money systems, the way governments work, will have to be transformed. And they have a tough time wanting to give that up. They know that what they're doing is ultimately destructive, but they cannot help themselves. They don't have the free will they think they have. Not yet. They do know that there's beings and help from other worlds coming here that have prevented us from nuclear war. It's another thing they're frightened of telling the public. But they have no choice in this anymore. They'll either cooperate or the whole public on the entire planet will know it all at once. And the first thing they're going to look at is their leaders who lied to them. And even then they'd be prevented from lynching them all because everybody will be changed. It's the only way you can really do it. And we're looking down on the 4th spiral arm, and we're looking up that spiral arm. It's the 4th spiral arm away from the one where Earth is. Earth is a little planet around the single sun, 2/3 of the way down the 7th spiral arm. We're going to the 4th one. And as you move in, you're going towards the big nucleus of more compacted stars, the big bulge, going about 1/3 into the way into that, near the beginning of the rise of the bulge. And we're suddenly hovering above a planet. It is a planet 4 times bigger than Earth. It has golden glowing ocean waves. It's a mineral that does this in the water. The water itself is charged with the hue, so yeah. It's 3 continents around the equator, no polar ice caps, 3 moons the size of Earth, no polar ice caps, dome cities, pyramidal shaped buildings, spherical buildings with glass octagon-sided windows, anything you can imagine. And we're hovering above the central continent, moving down through the atmosphere. In the distance, you can see that this planet and its 3 moons is in the 5th orbital area of many levels that orbit a trinary star system. 3 suns. Big, blue, hot, young sun, that's the biggest stars. At the center, and you get further out, and there's a smaller golden sun. And further out from that, just trying to remember a few things here. Okay. Just stay where you are, hovering above the outside of the atmosphere of this planet. Appreciate it. The big blue, white, hot, young stars at the center. Further out, a yellow sun, a bit smaller but much larger than the sun that Earth orbits. And further out, a smaller yellow sun, about the size of the sun's soul that Earth orbits. These worlds circle a trinary star system. You're going to find that most of the worlds in the galaxy beyond Earth are binary, 2 suns, or trinary. Sometimes quadrinary, as many as 6, as you get near the more congested area of suns north towards the galactic center. As you look down towards this planet, we're moving through a slightly lavender and kind of a lavender gold orange kind of luminous nature in the water vapor. We pass through it and we stop to hover above a very long white dome in a countryside. And the dome itself is like an elongated half dome made of a white marble-like stone with little flakes of formica like in it. So it glitters and glistens like little stars in the triple suns that you can see at different distances in the atmosphere. Luminous blue, slightly green atmosphere. And off in the distance, the curve of a golden beach, luminous, and a calm, smooth ocean with a golden light hovering a foot above the calm waves. And the countryside around this central nexus is a long, oval, foot-thick, blue stone kind of a landing platform. It's 10 miles long. And there's one massive cylindrical ship landed on it in the distant countryside. But around this dome are thin, gold-sided, quartz-capped pyramid-type buildings, spherical buildings on tripod legs with octagon, clear, glass-sided levels. You can see 3, 5, 10-tiered waterfalls built and running around, recirculating. It's a paradise. But people don't live here. They work here. They transport back and forth through teleportation units. They live in the countrysides, and they're not congested together. Narexilum, where I came from before this life, is the same kind of technology that's used in the central governing city of Zetranami 1. It's not a big metropolis like New York. They don't think like that. They don't build like that. And we find ourselves in a circle of beings inside this oval, transparent golden light, moving right down through the center of the top of this huge white dome. When we come out the other end, inside this, we're in a circle of beings hovering 10 feet above the ground. Turelian is in a white golden shaft of light, hovering in the middle of a shaft of light coming down through the center of the dome to this blue disc-shaped wide speaking platform floor. Ambassador Turelian is now standing just outside that shaft of light on that blue disc, addressing 5,000 council members. 15 tiers of white leather-like seats, standing up in front of it, each with a white gown with a gold sash from the right upper shoulder to the left hip. Different races from all over 450 million world systems, just a little under half of our galaxy. Beautiful, bright Atmas hovering above each of them. They see us, the physical forms we show them, standing in the air around Trillian in circle, and the Atmas we are hovering above the forms we show each other. These are the 5,000 ruling council members who are the wisest people from their worlds that voluntarily serve a term here. There's no money. Money is not their motivation. There's no money used in their systems. It was made illegal a long time ago. These beings are motivated to do something that benefits all life on all 450 million world systems. That means billions of worlds. World systems don't mean one planet revolving around one sun, like Earth. And so they are greeting us with a hand on their chest, fingers flat, just together, little nod. And we all find ourselves naturally doing the same thing. Then we hear Ambassador Trillian begin to speak. He doesn't speak very often unless it means something. So pay attention. It has been my privilege, he begins, to serve as the ambassador from the mighty Sayres race to the entire galactic interdimensional alliance of free worlds council members. When I first appeared before you, I had a big book under my left arm, opened it up, metallic sheets. It said the Sayres agenda on the cover, had dancing golden letters on its pages that you could not read. And he suddenly appears open in the atmosphere in front of Trillian. The Galactic Alliance Council members and all of us clearly see these fiery hologlyphic letters moving on the page. And then individual little beams are shot from these letters into the white core of each of us, including all 5,000 Galactic Alliance Council members. And it goes up into the white core of each Atma, helping them to remember more of what they once knew before they forgot what their life was in the realities above the void, before they started playing with bodies in matter, energy, space, and time. These few that have come with me on this journey are from Earth. As you all know, they are going to the Hue Expansion Ray Academy. I wish to invite all of you to just sit your forms, physical, in the white leather chairs, become fully aware as the Atma, and then stay in the circle of 15 layers, all 5,000 of you, and you will come inside this expanding oval golden light that I generate to keep us all focused on this journey. The purpose of this is to take you above the void to the Hue Expansion Ray Academy and higher, and then bring you back so that you bring back with you the awareness of experience that has no negative nature, to further utilize your positions, to expand changes in the lower worlds, particularly on this planet, so backward you'd astound all of you. It's called Earth. Disclosure, as it is known on that planet, is underway now, for the first time. This council and others and master teachers are helping this process take place despite the decisions of people in power or control on that planet. This is being done to keep them from destroying themselves. Now, if you will, let's go on the journey. Trillian closes the book by looking at it, and it disappears. Now we're all suddenly expanded inside this huge oval golden white hall of a spaceship light that he's still generating from his closed fist with thumbs up. And we are literally shot upward out of Zetranami one's atmosphere. And above us is this vortex we helped add to and create that was hovering above us in space near Earth. It still connects where it connects. Another flash of light finds us beaming on a teardrop, an oval golden light, up into the bottom of this vortex, following Satnam and two couples of silent mentors hovering beside him. And we vanish all the way up through the other end, bypassing the lower planes of time and space. We come out the other end, speeding ever upward in a vast pale blue cobalt light that is everywhere. This is the void. This is the barrier of conscious you that exists between the upper realities, beginning with Satnam's mystic realm, the Atma plane, and the etheric plane. Etheric plane begins the levels that make up the worlds of time and space and matter. We approach a diamond-like beach, glowing a foot above the diamond-like sand. Extending as far as we can see in each direction, we're hovering above this beach, around Trillian. Satnam is outside this circle. He's standing on the white diamond-like sand, and he's pointing in each direction. We naturally look to discover that this sandy beach, this luminous whatever it is, circles a massive circular landmass. And hovering above it, this circular landmass, above this void, is an even brighter cobalt blue light. No suns, no moons, no planets, no stars within it. And Satnam begins to move above the jungle trees. These are trees much bigger than trees on Earth. Every tree on Earth represented, every fruit tree, trees you've never even imagined. In every one, the trunk is transparent and glowing with moving golden white light. The sound here is like the humming underneath a single note of a flute. As a gift, one of the little spherical, perfectly polished, round diamond-like crystals from that sandy beach is projected from the beach by Satnam to enter the white core of our being. And it moves through each layer of teardrop faculties, turning some on, and then it just spreads out in an even golden sheet. It's like getting a charge. And then he moves over the top of the trees, and in the distance, we look down, we can see a clearing, 100-foot wide diameter, white marble-like stone floor, a scalloped edged white fountain with a statue of Satnam standing in it, two gold bracelets on his upper arms, just like you see him, because he's standing beside the tree, 10 feet off the ground, pointing to it. His bald, bronze skin, golden eyes, oval. Looks like he's from India. White tunic dress from his waist to just above his bare ankles. And his open palms with this golden white shaft of light, brighter than what you've seen, coming down the top of the head of the statue, out the palms of the hands, filling the scalloped bowl, pouring over the outer edge in a glistening, luminous sheet that disappears in the ground. And surrounding it is a donut-shaped flat marble seat, a sitting seat, with 12 intricately scrolled carved legs. And we find ourselves in a circle of beings with 5,000 Galactic Alliance Council members, moving and shrinking, becoming smaller until we suddenly are shot upward in the beam coming into this statue of Satnam. It is a doorway, a portal. We come out the other end and we are now moving into the distance within a much brighter cobalt blue light. No moons, no planets, no suns, no stars. The sound is louder, gentler, more powerful. We're heading towards a single, floating, massive, circular landmass. There's a white diamond-like beach surrounding the outer circumference, so we get to objectively see it from above. We see the whole thing. That's the size of a continent. In the very center are 6 blue stone, snow-covered mountains surrounding what looks like a blue, smooth, glass-like tower that tapers, comes off a circular white island comes up 2/3 of the way to a flattened, clear, oval administration area with another fountain in it, and up to a minaret point. It is as tall as the mountain peaks that surround it. There's a shaft of white golden light coming down into this fountain, and inside this 2/3 of the way up, there's a fountain, this blue scalloped edge. There's no statue of Zetranami here. And the energy coming down into here comes all the way down through the plains from the fiery realm of Agampurusha to the hue expansion. Well, no, to Source or Prime Creator, the ocean of sound and light. So you're compelled to look out over the countryside, and here's what you see. White stone roadways, straight as an arrow, extending out of horseshoe-shaped golden glowing tunnels, cut into the base of all 6 mountains. And they extend all the way to the beach, north, south, east, and west, with roadways as straight as an arrow in between each quadrant. All roads end at that luminous beach. On the beach is a brilliant blue wave, moving, slightly tinged green, crashing gently, continuously crashing on the beach. It circles the entire circular landmass. It comes back to where it started, and it never stops. In the Hue Expansion Ray Academy, where we are now, which was built in a special parallel dimension between the top of Satnam's realm and the beginning of the 6th realm, which none of you have explored yet. This is where beings come together without any effect of fear or negativity to create together new ways of doing things to solve the biggest problem in creation. How do you fix the lower planes of time and space that are fixed and finished and remove the old failed experiment of good and evil? What do you replace it with? It has to be replaced with the Hue Expansion Ray, of course, which is a kind of omnipresent consciousness now moving from the upper realities through the omnipresent power that surrounds Earth, Milky Way, all the galaxies, all the planes, all the doorways, everything. And it's setting up conditions to retire subconscious minds and fear permanently in the lower worlds. The upper worlds, it does not exist. There's no past, no present, no future. This is where you come from. These are your places of origin. In fact, you originated at a much higher level at the source or prime creator itself. But in the Hue Expansion Ray Academy, we can do one important thing we can't do anywhere else that was not available to anyone before. We can rub shoulders with silent mentors, the most mighty beings in existence that actually maintain, police, and guard or change the entire multidimensional levels of the multidimensional creation. They have 12 training facilities in clear domes on circular blue islands, offshore out in this blue cobalt space that looks like an ocean, below a lighter blue sky, but it's not water. And inside are 3 golden-sided quartz cap pyramids with a blue scalloped fountain in between all 3. And in each one is a Christmas tree like blue-green light moving up and down inside a cylindrical tube of white golden light. These are each silent mentor training facilities. There's also a silent mentor training facility 2/3 of the way down the middle road in each quadrant, and a right turn to a clearing where you'll find in each one a different tree, 12 of them in a circle at the outer circumference of either white marble-like floor or blue stone floor. Hovering above the center of the floor is a 4-foot in diameter quartz blue transparent sphere with a radiant blue cobalt star in the center and a white shaft of golden light coming down into it. Everything's powered from the source. Surrounding the outer circumference of the northwestern roadway, where we suddenly find ourselves hovering in a circle around this blue sphere, Turelian's hovering inside the shaft of light just above this sphere, standing on the top of what look like giant weeping willow trees with broad spoon-shaped leaves. Everything is glowing. The trunks have energy moving up and down inside them that is a white golden light. The tops of these trees, there are 12 beings standing, showing us the human-like forms they want to show us. They have long blonde hair, each of a different color to their shoulders, a pastel gown of the spectrum of light, each a different color, long hair to their shoulders, no facial features, because where a face would be, you would see level upon level of galaxies and brighter light, and you look into it and you get lost in the entire multidimensional creation, because that is how they think. Above this form they choose to show us is the real silent mentor. Spherical being 4 times wider in diameter than us, twice as many teardrop-shaped faculties, brighter golden light around a lavender exterior layer, and a shaft of white golden light coming down into each one. We're here in this facility. We've been to all 4. There's a different tree in each one. The southwestern facility is a headset made of a quartz clear crystal hovering above a fountain. And that is for connecting from the U Expansion Ray Academy directly to Source. For today, we are looking up at these masterful beings. We're surrounded by masterful people. There's 5,000 in concentric circles of Galactic Alliance Council members here with us. These beams of energy coming down of the white core of each sphere, hovering above the forms they show us, these silent mentors, alternating male and female, moves down through us, everyone around Turelian, right through the core of our being, moves right into Turelian, up through the Atma he is, and up through the shaft of light above the center of this training facility. And then it reverses and comes down through Turelian, out through us, and up through the silent mentors. This is to impress upon us that we are beginning to experience what it's like, a little bit of being a silent mentor on one side and how they think and do things, and a master teacher on the other, like the very advanced Ambassador Turelian. Then we're suddenly in a circle, all of us, up above the shaft of light coming down into this 4-foot in diameter quartz-like sphere with the cobalt blue star in it. We're hovering above it, all 5,000 Galactic Alliance Council members and all of us, inside this oval golden light. And we're suddenly shot up this shaft of light. It's exactly the same hourglass-shaped vortex above us here that was above us in space by Earth. We come out the other end and we are in Agam Purusha's fiery realm. Everything around us is whirling, twirling, churning, fire of every color of the rainbow, fiery red and orange and blue and violet, and everything you can think of. It's roaring around us. There is no floor or ceiling, no buildings, just the raw power of eternity, which has not been formed yet into any specific purpose. A mighty being approaches us, massive, bigger than a silent mentor, almost pure white light, has all the colors of the rainbow, thousands of layers of teardrop lights. It approaches us. This is Agam Purusha. This being regulates the raw power, transforms it from a higher reality above here, the source itself, into this raw energy, and then it's transformed into lower energy to support the whole multidimensional creation. That's his function. It's what he does. And he is telepathically welcoming us and then giving us permission to go into a tree we see manifest out of nowhere. It's a massive silver golden tree like a fir tree. The branches are miles thick. They go down into the floor. There is no floor. It's just light. Top of this tree disappears in the heights into the fiery realm. And down the shaft of this tree is a golden white shaft of light. This is called the tree of life, and we are moving into it, right through the needles, right through the branches. All of us, every one of us begins to see that each needle on each branch and each branch reaches some location in the multidimensional creation. It's called the tree of life. And then we're shot up this trunk of a tree, still in a circle around Torelli. We come out the other end and we are now in a more massive space, far more brilliant cobalt blue light. The humming sound intensifies, like millions of bees in a deep humbling and a rumbling and a high note of a flute, and we are pulled forward towards what appears in the middle of this vast void of cobalt blue light as a single silver golden galaxy turning on its axis. And we are moving very fast right up to the first couple of what we thought were stars, our individual spherical atmas, like stars, hovering around the center of the source. And as we pass, the whole group of us, between two of them, they're as vastly apart as like two stars in space. And we're shot all the way towards the hollowed out interior of this galactic form. And then in the center is a white disc-shaped island, more brilliantly luminous and humming than you can even be described in human terms. Hovering above it is, you could call it an Atma, I suppose. It's a massive spherical presence. Thousands of teardrop-shaped layers of the different colors of the spectrum of light, to a violet exterior, golden energy around it. This is not an individual. This is not a person like or an individual like us. It is a nexus where all atmas are connected, and it manifests a presence that can speak with us. This is Source, Prime Creator, the Ancient One. We are comprised of energy that comes from the white core that this presence is. One thing we recognize, everyone on this journey recognizes, that one of those so-called stars orbiting, making up this galactic turning vehicle, is one of you. You've never left here. Everything else has been mopped up on top of layers upon layers upon layers. And we've been lost in all of that illusion for hundreds of billions of years. This is coming to an end. Then we're shot into the very white light core. As we pass through the outer layers of these teardrops that make up this ancient one, the distance between each single faculty is as wide as two stars in space in a galaxy. And we're suddenly thrust into the middle hollowed-out interior. The white light is so bright, so golden, it cannot be described in human terms. The high note of a flute isn't centered somewhere. It's moving through and from all of us. And then we begin to hear the voice of Prime Creator. Deep baritone voice. Has these bell-like little tones, a feminine quality to it. It's hard to describe. So here's what he's saying to each one of us individually. It has a male type, femininely influenced, let's say, presence. Welcome, travelers, to your home, to your true place of residence. As you now know, none of you have ever really left. Though you've been made to forget all of this in your long journeys in the lower worlds of time and space with countless bodies on many dimensions and many worlds, the original core program or essence of your being is that you one day return home here. Automatically, you are downloading into this center a term you will understand of all your billions of lives and what you've learned from them. This is your purpose for existing as an individual. Now you must be returned so that your physical bodies on earth do not perish. And we find ourselves suddenly, in all of us, in a circle of beings around Turelian, surrounded by this oval, transparent golden light, near what looks like we're at the bottom of the void, looking at a barrier between this shield, between the upper worlds and the lower worlds, and we're looking at what looks like an aurora borealis of fiery light, or like the northern lights. And in the circle of beings around Turelian, this oval light transforms and moves us right through this barrier. We come out the other end, and we are now, each one of us individually, standing on a separate massive island. The island is transparent. You have a tall body here that is transparent. The eyes and the energy centers are way beyond chakras, but they're beautiful men and women, each on their own golden foot-thick glowing steps near a crystalline palace. The sound is humming like a million violins and bumblebees and bees mixed with an ocean crashing wave, the sound of a high note of a flute. Hard to describe. And your eyes standing on the step, each one of you, are closed. Turelian and Satnam appear behind them and compel your bodies to open their eyes. This is the Atma hovering above it, and you are compelling it to open its eyes. And it is compelled to look up and look beyond the void and see into Satnam's realm and into the Hue Expansion Ray Academy. And then it is compelled to look down right through 144 parallel dimensions of the etheric plane and down into the mental plane, where you have a well-dressed, very refined body, 10 feet tall. They all, in each of your case, they look like what a Zetranami person looks like, with white, silver-like hair to the shoulders, ivory-colored skin, violet-colored eyes, lanky, longer necks, longer fingers, longer torsos. Their eyes are closed. Satnam and Turelian compel you to open those eyes and look up to see the etheric body looking down at it. Your mental body is then compelled to look down all through the planes and see your causal body standing on one of 100,000 oval-shaped tropical islands. There are domed and triangular and pyramidal homes here, transparent. You're standing on a balcony, half moon-shaped, half semicircular, standing in one of these bodies, eyes closed. Turelian, Ambassador Turelian, and Satnam appear behind that body, compel it to open his eyes and look up and see the mental body looking down at it. Then it's compelled to look down and see your astral body standing on a luminous blue sandy beach by a luminous blue, slightly green tinged, luminous calm ocean with a light glowing a foot above its surface. There are domed homes behind you cut out into these tropical trees that all glow. You're standing on this beach in bare feet, male and female, in this case all female except me, and you are compelled to look up and open your eyes by Turelian and Satnam. And you look up as the emotional part of what you're running, and you see the causal body looking down at you. Then you look down and see you are the Atma hovering near the ceiling where you live on Earth. And it is the Atma, you, and the physical form you show each other that looks up to behold the astral body looking down at it. And then you look down through your sleeping physical body on Earth, and this golden white light we brought back with us from Source is moving through you, through your body, out through the walls of your home. And then it continues to 3 very special pyramids manifested on Earth. 2 at the bottom of Earth's deepest oceans, 1 in the Atlantic, 1 in the Pacific, and 1 in a hollowed-out interior of a mountain in the Himalayas. And then it's beamed out in space. It becomes a thicker beam, and it's transferred through the solar system. It connects into a bigger fountain in a more massive pyramid, golden-sided, quartz-capped, hovering stationary between 2 stable asteroids for balance in the asteroid field that circles in the orbit of what was a planet between Mars and Jupiter. Then it's beamed to the central nexus or axis of the galaxy we visited close to it on planet Zetranami 1. All of the beings around us from that Galactic Alliance Council simply disappear from us. We all know they've reappeared in their council chambers on Zetranami 1. They're getting their bodies up out of those chairs. That beam is continuously beamed up through the core axis of the galaxy, which is not a black hole. It's a white golden shaft of light, and it's beamed all the way up through the planes back to Source where we just came from. Now you're back. When you're ready, open your eyes. Wake up your body. And then you can turn on your mic. I think it's just Margaret that needs to turn on hers. If Margaret can turn on her mic. If you've really been paying attention, you will when you review this a second time. You will know that we never did this journey this way. There's nothing repeated. The same locations, but they're all different every time we go on these
Yes.
journeys. People that don't go on the journeys or see them as superficially get superficial results and they miss it. Fears dominate them for a while and they go away until they realize what they've done. It's just up to them. So I wanted to share this with you, this special journey for just 2 women. Well, for me too, but also for the 5,000 Galactic Alliance Council members. The people on Earth do not yet know exist. Can you imagine all the worlds they represent and the ships and the beings that could come to Earth and how that could change things?
Incredible.
You know what they'll do with all the nuclear weapons on rockets on Earth, sitting rusting in bomb casings aboard these missiles? They'll disappear them. They'll just disintegrate them in the sun.
Yeah.
It'll be gone. That'll be it. Because they're not allowed outside of Earth and it's illegal. So Earth people are never going to be allowed to bring them out there anyway. Not anymore. They know that now. They kind of cover their eyes up and they don't want to look at it. But the truth
I
is,
know.
they cannot travel in space the way we are. The alliance of worlds out there, not just the Galactic Alliance, the Zetranami Planet One Alliance, and everyone else out there would not permit us to go out and be destructive like we are. It's never going to happen. And rocket ships are never going to go fast enough or be practical enough to reach other planetary systems. Not now, not a million years from now. They might get to Mars, they might get to the moon, that's fine. But they're never going to be practical to really travel as intergalactic vessels. So we need that technology from those who know how to do it. They've earned it millions of years ago. We'd be fools, dumber than a rock, not to accept their help when it isn't even cost us anything.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions? Lee, Margaret. It's just us 3. It's very cozy. My feet are warm. It's okay if you don't have any questions, but if you do, now's the time to get answers because what's going to come through me will be beyond what I even know right now.
So we have to wait for the oceans to
Glow.
glow before more pyramids can come to Earth.
Yeah, it's part of the process. It's part of technology that Earth people can't even begin to understand.
Mm.
Because these pyramidal devices are not made of matter. They're not made of molecules. They're made of the hue in a
Yeah.
form. And basically they're held together and kept in place by guess what? That which you cannot fight ever. Silent mentors.
Right.
There's no race anywhere can do anything with them. So we might as well surrender to their purpose, which is kind and benevolent, really, is to help people recover who they are. Those are not maintained by the Galactic Alliance either. Think about that.
Yeah.
There isn't anybody on Earth that can disclose fully. It has to be done beyond the people who agree with it. And then it's got to be taken much further than what they're willing to do.
Yeah.
That's what's underway. How about you, Lee? Any questions? Anything you want to figure out or understand? Or if you already understand the journey, you're doing great.
No. Yeah, no, it just feels like a really slow process.
But only to your perspective on Earth, right?
Mm.
Probably, yeah.
But the thing is, what you have to understand is it's not Lee who I'm looking at, the brain and body, that went on the journey. The real you went on the journey, and you have to enlighten that Lee person as
Mm.
awake Atma. That's why you should go on the journey a second time It's not a demand or a command. It's just a suggestion for your own good.
Yeah, it's great.
Because then you'll see how much took place that you won't remember right now, because the physical body didn't remember any of it. You brought back some, because the Atma is still connected to you right now, awake from the experience. But it can't get all that into your little noggin when you've got doubts and fears in the way, see? So you want to go into a you, be childlike wonder, have some fun, and when you're feeling really good, go on the journey a second time. Have some iced tea, have a sandwich, go to a restaurant, but make it fun, because then you're going to be bringing back that awareness to your life on earth that never learned it and didn't go on the journey. That's how this really works. You're the Atma, not the body you're running. You got to get that body straightened out that way.
Mm.
You can do it now, or you can do it when that body stops working and you're kicked out of it and you're going, oh, I understand now.
Oh no,
See
don't
what
want to
happens?
be back.
You don't want that. So, Margaret, anything else?
I was just thinking about the speech that you made.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that amazing?
The
Mhm.
speech, you mean that the source made?
No, yeah, well, no,
Terrarium.
Tyrellian.
Oh, Terrellian's speech. Well,
Yeah,
that was Mr. Two Thumbs Up, always positive, never negative, doesn't have a negative bone in his body. That was his speech. He's a
yeah,
telepathic link with me, so to make sure you hear it as an Atma,
yeah,
because I know your bodies aren't going to really hear it back on Earth, they're asleep. So he speaks, and he's making a telepathic link of moving the information he's speaking about right through you. But not just you two, for 5,000 Galactic Alliance members, some of whom are master teachers in the Hue Expansionary Academy as well.
yeah,
That's who it's also for, not just us. And it benefits Terrellian. You know, if you ever see the rest of the Say Rays, do you?
Mhm.
They're too far beyond you. You just,
yeah,
they're too far beyond. They're like more like silent mentors, really, pretty much. And they're really advanced. Terrellian can be make a body appear. You can go up and touch it in 7 different places on 7 different dimensions at the same moment and carry out a mission, being fully conscious of all 7. A silent mentor doesn't have such limitations. Think about that. They could be anywhere in any form, anywhere in the entire multidimensional creation, down to a leaf on a tree, to a coffee cup on your table, and you'd never even know it. To carry out a mission, they would not reveal themselves to you. They're powerful. I mean, it would just burn your body to a pile of powder.
mm,
That's not what they're for. They're for holding the whole thing together. The big portal we build, they're involved
yeah,
in maintaining that portal. They are the guardians of all interdimensional doorways that are in certain geometric patterns throughout the entire creation, put in place at the beginning. More advanced races amongst the stars know how to circumnavigate, plot those doorways out, and they just go through them and up and down and all over the place. They don't create them. There is technology to create an artificial interdimensional doorway, device, a staff, or a ship that
mm,
can do this. But the most expedient way to get across great distances is to go through one of the existing interdimensional doorways that exist in space. You don't
yeah,
see them with physical eyes. I'm not even sure that Galactic Alliance personnel can see them with physical eyes, but they can see them visually represented on their equipment. 3D,
yeah, yeah,
you can really see them.
like in the book.
Their eyes can see in a much higher frequency as human beings than ours, but I'm not sure they can see those doorways without help. They
Right.
build their equipment around the omnipresent living power that is not made of matter. That's how they get around. That's the power
Mm,
source. So that's 0 point energy,
yeah,
toroidal field energy that surrounds planets. It comes from the source energy. The more advanced races have understood this. They don't abuse it, they respect it. People on Earth pray to it, but they don't know what they're praying to. It's just a belief. They don't know
yeah,
for sure. They're still full of fears and doubts about life and death in their body and what's resurrected and what isn't. It's just cram-packed in people on Earth. There isn't anybody on Earth, head of any organization or government or religion, that can help people recover this, because the leaders of such things do not know it anymore. So it has to come from brothers and sisters, let's call them, out in the greater God amongst the stars, and they have to
Yeah.
come here. The whole thing about a savior coming back here and ruling the world, it's not how it's going to happen, number one. But coming here, benevolent beings that you would think are angels are destined to come here and help change things. But
Right.
it's not like the books on earth say. It's way beyond that. It isn't limited like those books are. So people on earth are going to have to really get ready to get shooken up and wakened up, you know.
That's not easy.
The things that are happening for us few is that we're waking up. Your boots on the ground. Right? What I'm trying to share with you, and I don't know if I'm getting this across yet, but it is, as the Atma, you know it. Your physical self may not quite know it yet. But you are boots on the ground. That means when you are in this field of energy around Terrellian, above this crystal sphere, with these 12 trees and silent mentors around it, the energy that makes them up, that is the hue, and the energy that makes up the master teachers was moving right through the center of your being. What do you think that's for? I can tell you one thing it's for because I don't know the rest. It's so that when you come back to Earth, the energy moves in your toroidal field, unblocked by fear, or
Right.
around the fears, and it begins to charge Earth's atmosphere. That means you are participating co-creatively in helping to transform the earth. It's not in your future. It is right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we earn our wings, so to speak. And we learn to be trusted again. See, that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody understands that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's so easy for you to understand it now. And a couple of years ago, what did he just, because you're not the same people. You're more of who and what you've always been. In fact, you're more evolved right now than you were in all those other lives. Doesn't matter if you live 10,000 years as a Galactic Alliance scientist. You're still, in some ways, we're taking them to the source and back.
Right.
And they can go there instantly. They don't have this long learning curve like we. They have photographic memories, 4-stranded DNA, live thousands of years. They have advantages all over us. So they get it, right now.
Yeah.
They're the best beings to help us solve these problems on Earth. The technicians, their spirituality, everything about them. Everybody on Earth, the way they are, would fight everyone and everyone else to prove their religion is the best or their way's the best, and they'll blow themselves up to prove it. They prove nothing. They just destroy themselves. Again, what I'm telling you is that this world has been destroyed many times, the life on it, in 65 million years. If it were allowed to happen again, it would be just one more time. One of the things the silent mentors have done, and you will find this out on your own anyway, they have permanently stopped the polar flips of this planet, or our bodies would be gone.
Yeah. Could all be gone.
We wouldn't need a nuclear war. It would have been done. The Earth would have shaken us off like fleas off its back. Just
Yeah.
that would have been it. And it wouldn't be the first time. So, two things have happened you need to be aware of, okay? Number one, the polar flips are ended. It was not done by people, and it wasn't even done by the Galactic Alliance. It was done by the silent mentors themselves. This is big change because they don't really normally want to change anything. They just maintain it and guard it. That's what they do. That's one thing that's happened. The hue expansion ray, which used to be called the hue, or the first sound behind creation, the first word in some books is not a written word, it's a sound. So we travel on the sound. We see the light to get there, but we travel on the sound wherever we go. It's the manifestation of an intelligence out of the omnipresent power itself. We move, live, and have our being in that. Galaxies spin in electromagnetic fields to hover in that energy. And there are levels of it. It's just big, mind-bogglingly big. And it gets bigger when it gets above the void. It's just you can't compare it in terms of time and space anymore because there isn't any. Planets and moons and suns and stars are not necessary there. Everything produces its own light. And everything's held in place by silent mentors, even the Hue Expansionary Academy, even Satnam's realm. Think about it.
Yeah.
What you're becoming aware of now, you never knew.
It's mind-boggling.
Maybe you knew who silent mentors were when you were up in the upper worlds before you started playing with bodies. Maybe then. That's how much you've forgotten. So Galactic Alliance needs these journeys as much as we do.
Yeah.
They do not work unless it's beneficial for them as well. They're not selfish, but they want it to be good for all life. That's the way they grow up. They do not grow up like people on Earth at all. They don't eat like people on Earth at all. They don't live like people on Earth at all. They're not similar to people on Earth at all. That's how much has to change on this planet. The thing is, the key underneath all the fears, everybody on Earth once knew this. Under the right conditions, in the right way, at the right time, by the one manifesting power, they can become aware of it again.
Mm.
That's the purpose for this work behind disclosure. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Schoberg with his disclosure date, that's part of this, moving through the atmosphere, waking people up. He's now a strong proponent of disclosure and aliens are real. It's more of a momentum to get governments to tell the truth before it's done without them helping. This is what's happening now. There is no other work manifested on Earth that's telling anybody any of this yet. Because it has to come through one precise doorway. It can't be jumbled with a bunch of junk or religious beliefs or political cares or emotional stuff. It has to just come here no matter what. So I wanted to share that with both of you. Any other questions or anything like that?
Right.
You know, the total was only an hour and a half. Even from our chat in the beginning before we left. So yeah, they're getting more powerful and more direct, but I have to take people fewer places, more concentrated in each. And I think that's what I'm getting from some people now is we will finish the 4 chapters, and this is not for you two, but we'll finish the 4 chapters of the Emerald Doorway book in the next 4 weeks on a Saturday evening. Those are 2 hours and an hour or more of a question and answer separate recording. They're so involved. I actually read the chapters because they're shorter through a lot of this book. I read the whole chapter so that Thai people can hear it properly translated by Perry into Thai, even though they have a Thai book now.
Oh, good.
They really get it. There are people showing me images
I've seen them
created that are right out of the book. They're seeing stuff so clearly.
Yeah.
They use AI and create it and share it with me. Like Chanya sends me that stuff all the time.
Incredible.
So I'm just sharing that with you to help you bridge a few things for you because neither of you are on the guided book journeys. This one will come to end at the first week in August. And then in the second week of August or third, we'll start. And I guess I have to do this. I wasn't going to, but we're going to do a 23 chapter guided journey of Guardians of the Ancient One, the second book in the trilogy.
Right.
I'll tell you what comes out of these things that nobody knows yet. You see how thick that is? That is 29 chapters of the Saber's agenda. And you see how thick this is now?
Wow.
34 chapters out of 38 of the Emerald Doorway. And so there's a lot of work that goes into these that the world doesn't know about. And I don't know if I'll use that in groups or conferences or never use it again. It is not my goal to continue to guide these journeys for the next umpteen years. I want to go make the feature films based on these books. The screenplays are written.
Yeah.
Those are designed to be doorways of the hue in volume, that energy which charges Earth's ocean. That's what they're for. Hint, 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 hint.
Hint, hint.
Okay, I'll see you both later. See you both later. Maybe see you next time. It's up to you.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
But definitely, Lee, don't worry about whether you think you don't get it. It's not you that's getting it. It's the one that's waking up that you are that has to get your body and consciousness on Earth to get it.
Yeah.
That's called enlightenment. You go out and get it and bring it back.
Yep.
Your body never goes on the journey, so you got to stop that kind of thinking. It's wrong thinking, it's incorrect. That's like you think you're this, telling your Atma what to do. It's you, the real you that didn't remember itself, that's going on the journeys and coming back with the challenge to get you aware of this here. You know, the person that's running around Pennsylvania, it didn't go on the journey. But the person that's giving the energy to run that nervous system or it drop dead is coming from you. It's charged through the pineal gland, the center of the brain, or the body would not run at all. It would stop working. Bodies don't run themselves. Remember this. Okay, I will see you all later. 2 thumbs up of a trillion. That's from him and his
Thank you.
speech. And then my galactic salute. See you later. Thanks for having the courage to join. Thank you.
You.